Hi y'all, this is Regina. I was asked a question by one of the members of the group about this design. Well, it's not a design, it is a decorative fill, and I created it a while back and ended up posting this saying that I had these two that I had created. They were patriotic designs. I was asked about the patriotic design that I used in this. Okay, so this patriotic design right here, that is a baby lock design. So I ended up creating the one I just showed you, this one right here. And I've decided to go ahead and share this part, this one right here, with the group. And those of you that have PE Design or Palette 11, PE Design 11 or Palette 11, will be able to utilize this in your designs that you create in the software. So let me show you, in case you have not ever seen this, I'm going to show you a little trick on these designs that you may not know about. So let me close this. I'm going to grab a shape. I'm going to use the square, and I'm holding down my shift key so I get a perfect square. And I'm going to get rid of my zigzag, and I'm going to go from fill stitch right here to decorative fill. It's all the way at the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to go over here in my attributes. And now one thing that I've done is I've organized my patterns in PE Design so that it makes it easy for me to find. This particular folder right here, RY Patriots, has all my patriotic things that I've played with. So let me show you that real quick. So wherever you have your software loaded, mine is loaded on my C drive. I never let software bury my programs down in here in program files or whatever. I always load them directly into my C drive. So when you find your Palette 11 folder, your decorative fills, motifs, patterns, yada yada yada, will be located in the pattern folder. Now I've got mine all organized so that I can see mine on top. You can see all these that I've created that have RY in front. And this is just how I organize mine. So here's your PMF, your motif right here. I have all my motifs that either were on my machine or whatever, I mean on my software, or ones that I've downloaded or purchased. Here's my PAS files, and so on and so forth. So all the ones that I create, I put an RY on. I don't let them bury down into my patterns. I want to be able to access them quickly. So that's how I organize my motifs and fills and blah 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 blah. All right, so let me close this out so I don't use any extra resources. So I'm going to go over here to find where over here on the top right under sewing attributes, I'm going to click on where it says decorative fill, and normally it would come up just patterns. Okay, so these are all patterns that were either came with the machine, with the software, or that other people have created, and I need to move these over to my RY. I won't do that right now, I'll do it later. So I click on the folder, I go to, I go down to RY, and I've got patriotic right there, and okay, and then here my patriotic. So this is the file in question. All right, so you see how it comes up. Let me center this. Now, I do a lot of right-clicking and using my menu instead of going up here and using these menus. I just find it a lot easier, so I right-click, and there's my decorative fills, blah, blah, blah. So I centered my shape in here, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to click Maintain Aspect Ratio, and I want to make these lines closer together. So I'm going to start on a 6.0 and see how it makes them a little closer together. You can go down as far as 1.5 and they'll get pretty close together. Or you can go as far up as 8 or 9 or 10, however you want to do it. But I'm going to go on 6.0. All right, so I also lengthen my run pitch on these to somewhere between 10 and 11. So looking at this, it doesn't look very pretty this way. We've got a lot of the line showing over here, none of the line hardly showing on this side. We've got this up here, and then this particular row doesn't show up too good. So we need to make this a little prettier, more what's the word I'm looking for? Aesthetically pleasing. All right, so what you want to do is you want to click on Home, you want to go to your Select Tools, and you want to grab this tool right here. So see what you get here, this little green plus sign. So you can move this green plus sign over somewhat and see how it centers that. Now we've got this half of a line and half of a line. So let's scooch this up some, and we'll scooch it up a little bit more and a little bit more. So see how that's all nice and centered real pretty? That's how you get a pretty decorative fill to be equal all the way around, more or less. I think I'm going to go up just a little bit more and over just a tad. All right, so I could bring it all the way over here and make it look like that. I could bring it down here, look like that, but I'm going to undo and undo and undo, and there we go. So that's how you would use your decorative fills and fill your space up uniformly. And then if you wanted to change it, let's see what happens if we use something like this. I put in USA, and I decided I really didn't like the way that looked. Let's see if I move this up. I never could get it to look right. I could have USA in the center, but then I had these letters like that, and I think I'm just going to delete it because I just don't like that AUS. You know, it just didn't work out. Let's see what the other one was. I moved that around. I moved it around to change like that, and that just really didn't look right. So I just went. I had just the lines that I've used on quite a few of the designs. I played with this, and let's see if I put 2.50 here. It gives me a lot of peace signs, and I could move this over, move it over a little bit more, and a little bit more. So if I make it just a hair, 2.20. So let me move this over. Or maybe if we just change it to 2.0. So sometimes you just have to play with it to get it where you want it. Sometimes you never get it where everything fits in. Let's see, 2.10. And that didn't do much of anything. 2.05. 1.90. See, sometimes it just never gets to where you can have everything filled out equally. Let's see if I can move it over a little bit. No, so no matter what I do on this particular one, I never get anything uniform. And that's just the process right there that you go through on some of these. You start out with a good idea, and sometimes that good idea just isn't so good after all. 1.98. Sometimes I just keep playing with it. 2.30. Oh, that's pretty close right there. If you play with it long, there we go. Oh, just a skosh more. There we go. And that's how you keep. I can go down a couple and see if that fits. 1, 2. All right, so that fits in there like that. Let's scooch it up just a tad. Scooch it back over. And sometimes you just have to go just a little bit at a time. There we go. And just a little bit up. Hot diggity dog, look at that. So finally got it to fit, and I just need to scooch it back just a smidge. All right, that's pretty good. I would keep working on it to see if I could get rid of these 4 little extra dark areas right there. So anyhow, that's how you play with the decorative fills and make them fill in the space that you have that you're trying to take up and make a pretty design in. All right, so we're going to go back to this one and go back to 6, and this is what I'm going to be sharing with y'all, is this decorative fill right here. And now you know how you can use it to fill up the space. And right there is pretty equal, looks like. All right, so I hope you enjoy using this particular fill, and remember that it needs to go in your patterns folder however you have it organized, either by the person you downloaded it free from, or the person you bought it from, whatever, just like whenever you're downloading embroidery files that you've downloaded free or purchased. All right, have a good time playing with this, and if you have any questions, just make a post underneath this and I'll try to answer it. Enjoy!